Yo, what's up, y'all? All right, Drum Machine Addicts is here, and after a brief hiatus, we're going to show you how to use Serato Sample with MPC 2.7. So, honestly, it's really simple to set up, and it's kind of fun to chop samples with, not going to lie. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started and show you what to do. So, the first thing you want to do is open up a new track, and you want to have it set to plug-in, okay? Initially, tracks when you open them are set to drum, but set it to plug-in. Then you're going to go down to where you see none right here. If this is minimized, you just want to open it up. You want to go to none, find your VSTs, and go to Serato. Okay. Sometimes if you have different programs assigned at the same time, this screen might pop up where it lets you replace an old plugin if you click assign, or you create an entirely new program for the VST to be hosted on. So we're going to create a new program. All right. Good. Now the plugin is finally open, so we have an instance of Serato Sample. We hit this to open it up. All right. So once Serato Sample opens, there aren't any samples in there. You actually have to load them up, and then from there you can get the chop in any way you want to. So we're going to go find our chop or our sample we're going to use. All right. And we're going to load it into MPC. Great. So now we have a sample dropped and loaded into MPC. Now, if you'll notice, I have 32 chops on Serato Sample. That's because I upgraded, or I downloaded the update. Shameless plug. Tell the people at Serato to get at me. But anyway, so we have an instance loaded. There are a couple different options you can now use to chop a sample in Serato. You can either do a manual chop, which you click that, you click a pad, and now you see markers have popped up. So you can, okay. And then you could just do that throughout. So you could move the song forward using your mouse and then say, cool, I'm going to set another chop right here. The dope thing about it is now you can just move your chops around however you want to. And let's say you have your MPC Live or your MPC X or Studio or whatever plugged in. You want to remember to go to your pad bank that's usually labeled C, and you want to start at the second row. All right, so let's close this for a second. So at C1 is where your samples are usually mapped. And if you're in the first version of Serato, then it's C1 to, that's E flat, yeah. So that's normally where your samples are kind of mapped to. Boom. All right. And notice I just ended up creating another chop when I hit a pad. Same thing when I hit this pad too. So anytime you hit a pad while the sample's playing, you can create another chop. And yeah, you can delete them. You can favorite them so you can save them for later, or you can move the position of them so that you're able to play them quicker. So I took that sample chop that was from the end and moved it. Right, so they're right next to each other now. I'm gonna go back a couple steps. There's an undo button at the top, which is pretty cool. So undid all the chops. You can either find samples, all right, and based off the Serato algorithm, it found whatever samples was there, or you could set to random. So now I found 32 chops in random places, or you can set the slicer, right? Which means you can set it according to like time notation or, you know, beats, whatever. So it did half chops. So if you have a loop, that's actually a pretty cool feature right there. A little bit of free game. But anyway, yeah, man. So let's go back a couple steps. All right. Oops. Let's go back one more. All right. And we're just going to do set random and click that button. So now we got 32 random slices. And notice it's set to the master BPM right here of the track, because the track is at 120, but the sample is typically at 77. Okay, and you could change the key and do all that stuff later, and we'll probably do a separate Serato tutorial to show you the different things you could do. But let's just go ahead and show you from here that everything is really simple to do. So you have your chops, it's showing up on your pad bank down here, and it's showing up on your keyboard. So from here, all you really have to do is record a program or a pattern. All right, so we just pressed a whole bunch of random stuff, but yeah. Right. So cool. And now you can see that every pad is being triggered in Serato at the same time, which is pretty cool. And that's pretty much the gist of it. You can load up a couple different instances of Serato and just kind of do your thing. The workflow is pretty much the same as it would be across DAWs, but we'll show you guys how to do it in Machine and Ableton too. But that's pretty much it for today, guys. That is how you use Serato Sample in MPC 2.7. If you have any questions, feel free to hit us up at drummachineaddicts@gmail.com or send us an email just saying what's up. Also follow us on IG and hop on the mailing list too. With that said, we will catch you next time. We are out. Peace.